and welcome to another episode of the Renew Your Mind podcast. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Morenike, for those who don't know. Some people call me Mo. But yes, I'm so excited because I've not really been consistent. So I'm trying to bring some sort of consistency back to this to get some, get us back on track, when the last quarter of the year, which is absolutely amazing, and so many things to look forward to, and so many things have actually happened already in the year. I think it's just important to take stock of God's goodness and faithfulness in the midst of it all. Yeah, and I actually recorded another episode, which I don't think will come out before this. I think I might swap things around, but that was about talking about word about testimony. So that's something that I've been doing for the past 3 years now. I've just been led to do and create a platform for people to share their testimonies because testimonies are the lifeline for a believer. At least for me, in this particular season of my life, it's testimonies that's keeping me going because just to see the goodness of God, and sometimes to be reminded, we need to, we're so quick to forget. As human beings, we're so quick to forget, especially when we're in the thick of things. So hearing testimonies of what God is doing in other people's lives really it bolsters my faith. It makes me believe and trust in the God that I serve, right? It makes me see that He's good. He's good. He's good. He's good. He's good. And if he's good to one, he'll be good to all. And it just really inspires me. Honestly, I love people sharing the good news, like the Jesus story, the testament of God's goodness and faithfulness, which is kind of what I've been titling it at this point in time. But yeah, so this year we did the third year. Unfortunately, no one really submitted any entries, but I think I need to do a better job of explaining it and also sending it out. So that might be, a little thing to work on my part, but definitely, I in that video I spoke about my personal testimony and what God has seen me through. A program of that was supposed to be 2 years was 5 years. Oh no, 4 years or so. And I started in 2020 by God's grace. I graduated in June 2025. June was a pretty awesome month. And that was also my birthday. My birthday is June 1st. So for next year, because it's a monumental year. So remember, my birthday is June 1st. And, I think around that time, so many things were going on, honestly. And I could just see some things trying to steal joy and just feeling like what's going on and what's happening at this period of time. I'd also traveled to celebrate my dad's 70th, which is what we were talking about in one of the previous episodes. And there was just so much happening. And I was just like exhausted mentally and in so many different ways. But I was also replenished by being around family. And I love spending time with my family and with my loved ones. But almost felt like so much was happening at that time. So yeah, that explains a little bit of my hiatus. But now we're back. And then recently I stumbled upon Ayomaro essay. So she is a no radio personality. No, I think she's a host. She's a TV presenter and a compare. So yeah, an MC. And she is based in Lagos, Nigeria, and she was just sharing her story of God's goodness for her and her husband, the gospel musician Myro Essay. They got married in 2017. Yeah, I remember. I think the hashtag for the wedding was like heaven on earth or something like that. Yeah, and it was just like, oh, okay. At that time, Pastor Nathaniel Bassi had started the Hallelujah Challenge. So that was the first time I was like, oh, and I love Nathaniel Bassi because he's a trumpet player. And if you don't know, I used to play the trumpet, or I might still be playing the trumpet. So, and then Myresi, I think at that time I'd also done some kind of song with him. I can't remember. But that was how they popped up on my radar, right? I was like, who is this fine girl? Okay, I love it. And then her maiden name was Thompson or something like that. And yeah, it's a thing for me. Like I like English last names. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. And just watch God, just like. Anyways, let's keep it focused. So I was like, she's so gorgeous, so well spoken. I was like, It's always men of God. Those ministers, they used to find fine wives. Always should be praising the Lord. Said, watch and pray. Watch and pray. But yeah, so the wedding was really lovely, right? And she was just sharing her story about how they trusted God, were waiting on God for the fruit of the womb. So that is to get pregnant for 7.5 years. And they conceived and she gave birth this year, 2025, from being married in 2017 to finally being able to birth her children. And twins, they're twins, by the way, one boy, one girl. Someone cannot tell me that God is not a father indeed, a true redeemer. Like, there's none of our waiting, none of our tears that goes in vain. God is so good. God is so good. So that testimony just really, it encouraged me. I'm not gonna lie. It really, really encouraged me. And then funny story, I started going down the rabbit hole. For me, I maybe researching is in my blood, but things I actually enjoy. So I was like, let me find out about, because I should pop up my radar here and there a little bit, bits and pieces. Like I love her friendship with Olive Emodi. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's how I say her last name, Emodi, whichever one. But both, like I just love their friendship, just pure like sisterhood. Like they just two ladies that have fun together. Yeah, so I absolutely I love it. So yeah, so Olive was interviewing her on her YouTube page, which you should go subscribe to, by the way. When I was watching the videos, I think she had like 400 subscribers. As of now, she's like in the thousands. So let's get that up to like 10,000, 1,000,000. Come on, what my God cannot do does not exist. Especially for good quality content, we need to support good quality Christian edifying content. Yeah, so they had the interview. Olive was the one that interviewed her, of course, which was so sweet to see their friendship kind of going strong in different seasons of life. And just hearing her story was very, very encouraging. I like the fact that she prayed, and even towards the end, because I know Olive is also trusting God for her marital partner, for someone to get married to, and I love that she's open about that. And this is what I these things bring my heart joy when people are vulnerable and they're open. You don't wait until the testimony has completed, right? Because sometimes that's nice, but then there are other times where it's like you don't know the pain. You can't talk to it because you don't really understand, and that's the beauty of our God. He makes us forget the suffering of it, just is literally vanished. I will tell you the pain I went through with school. I don't feel it quite as much, right? It's because it's like I'm in a different period of life, right? So not that I can't still relate to it, or by the grace of God, still comfort others through the comfort that I've received through that season and seen how God has talked me through it. And even through that period of time too, I was still, writing content to document that, right? To make sure that the rawness of emotions in that period of time is captured, because as human beings, we're so quick to forget. Remember what I said at the beginning, we're so quick to forget. So when you're trying to talk to somebody or, encourage somebody, it's like you're speaking from a place of you've already seen the other side of it, right? So I love that someone like Olive is sharing through the process. It's also showing her deep faith in God that I know He will come through. So I'm not ashamed. So I'm not afraid to talk about this, right? And I think that's kind of where my head is at right now in talking about things that I'm desiring and things that I'm trusting God for. And also working to not make that an idol, but at the same time, it's like saying to my brothers and sisters in Christ who are also trusting God for this, that this is how I'm walking through this process. I'm not going to pretend that is not affecting me, or I'm not, I don't feel some type of way. Yeah, we do. And then we keep it pushing. You encourage yourself, you surround yourself with people that speak life over you, speak life into you with the word. You remind yourself of these things, and then we go and do the assignments. It's a distraction. It really is. And we're going to come against every speed of distraction. We're going to do what we need to do and just keep it pushing. Okay. So yeah. So anyways, that's to say that I really love the both of them and their authenticity. But coming back to Ayomira essay, so I then discovered that she had a blog called 1+1, I think it's called. I can't remember now. But on her website, if you deep dive, real researchers just that do the real deep dive, boom, no. So she has a blog. She had a blog, or it's still up, called 1+1, where she just kind of documented her story from, I guess, when she was at university to till when she got married. So I think her last blog post was like 2020, and before then she'd had like that was like the final one that has been on her the most recent one, sorry. But then before that, I think the last one that she had consistently was up to 2017. But just seeing her story from like 2008, I'm like, what? Seeing her heart for Christ, that she was someone who was truly walking the walk, talking the talk. Like she was, it's literally like an online diary. Sometimes I'm like, oh, whoa, this is it's very personal, sis. But that's, with Musings with Mo too, the blog post I have, it's kind of like that, and I'm like, okay, Lord, my children, hopefully one day will be able to read this and see, what their mom was processing, what their mom was going through my 20s, right? Through and beyond, just trying to figure out how to live life in a way that pleases God. And I love it. I'm just like, I'm seeing, I'm reading, I'm like, this is amazing. This is what life is all about. This is what, like, the saying of, oh, using our lives to spread the sweet smelling fragrance of Christ, like seeing her through the different stages or more. I just like to say, God, this kind God, you're so good. You're so good. I'm so inspired by how she lived her life and how she's still living her life and the growth, that she's been through as a woman, as a child of God, as a daughter, as a friend. It's so encouraging, as a worker, as someone who serves. It's so encouraging. It's so inspiring. So anyways, that was what this episode is going to be about. And then we're going to talk about the new blog post as well. So I want to kind of be doing something a little bit where I also introduce the blog post as a Musings with Mo. So please go check out musingswithmo.com. Okay.
But
This month's blog post will be on scent of water. So I've been talking about testimonies and sharing just God's goodness. And I think I also talked about it in my previous the recording I did. That might not come out. It might. We'll see. But the scent of water, what inspired this blog post was reading Job 14, verse 9, that says, "At the scent of water, it will bud and bloom again." Let me just quickly make sure I'm reading the correct, because I think I just screenshotted that portion, but there's actually a fuller length reading there. It says, a person's days are determined. You have decreed the number of his month, and have set limit he cannot exceed. So look away from him and let him alone, till he has put in his time like a hired laborer. At least there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its new shoots will not fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground, and its stump die in the soil. Yet at the scent of water, it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, so that is absolutely amazing. Just knowing that at the scent of water, um, you know, the tree, the stump that has been cut, it can still bud. You know, the stump can still bud and put forth shoots like a plant. So it will be like a tree that is planted by the side of the water, that always brings forth fruits in and out of season, no matter what, regardless of what's happening, will bring in fruits, right? So, this is just kind of a reminder and a way to encourage us as believers to know that no matter what, there's still hope. As long as there's life, there's still hope. I know sometimes we might feel like, oh, the year's about to run out and there's still so much I want to do, so much I want to accomplish. Lord, what's happening? But knowing that every there's opportunity at every point in time. We just have to open our eyes to see it. Ask the Holy Spirit to lead and guide us and tap into that. So I'm very excited to see what God has planned. One of the songs that I just woke up with in my spirit today was "Excited" by Jonathan McReynolds. Like literally, like, is that not a sign? Like, that's a sign right there. So yeah, just yeah, I'm in a state of excitement to see what God is about to do, and also to experience more of Him. I think sometimes you think our excitement should be about this, like, oh, very big and lavish experience, but even in the quiet moments, right? When who was it that God said he would pass by? I think it was Moses, right? After the Shekinah glory, that moment where he said that Moses spoke to God face to face. They spoke like friends, as someone would speak to a friend. And then I think it was Exodus 34. We're going to be reading a lot of the word today, it seems. So I'm going to pull it up so I don't mismanage, because we're here to renew our minds and not, just say what we want to say. We're going to say what the word says, and as the Holy Spirit leads. And I would encourage everybody else to go read this themselves as well, right? So don't just take what I say, because I am but a vessel, an imperfect, but still a vessel. All right. I'm trying to find the radiant face of Moses. Okay, so I can't quite find the section where it says that God paused, and he thought he was in the loud thunder. Was it thunder? He thought he was basically in the extravagant things. He thought he was in the wind, like those grand things. But really, God was quiet whisper, and that's how it can be sometimes, right? So he shows up in the little things, right? In a phone call with a friend chat, and someone sending you a funny meme on Instagram or something, someone thinking of you, someone sending you a message that put a smile on your face, uh, a funny video you watch online, a podcast you listen to, or just anything and everything. Looking outside your window and seeing like a bird or butterfly fly across the window, like those are just testaments of the presence of God. Like He's just whispering His presence all around. Yeah. So the scent of water, it's to inspire hope, and to inspire hope in Jesus Christ above all. That He's our Father and He's in control. So yeah, I hope we've been able to renew our mind with that little tidbit. So, usually at the beginning, we would have said, okay, what is one thing that's being used to renew our minds? For me, right now, literally, it's the Word of God, to be honest. And that Ayomira Essays YouTube video, her testimony is also pretty powerful. And I would encourage others to go watch it and listen to it and just be blessed and edified by it. But yeah, our God does wonders. He's a wonder working God. So please keep trusting and holding on to Him. All right, everyone, until the next episode of the Renew Your Mind podcast. My name is Morenike Ajidagwa. Oh my gosh, that's the first time I said my name. So, yes, my name is Morenike Ajidagwa. Nice to meet you all. Let me try that one more time. My name is Morenike Ajidagba. Nice to be acquainted with you and wishing you the very best. Have a wonderful month of September. Bye. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Thank you so much for listening to the Renew Your Mind podcast. I hope that this has been enriching and inspiring for you. Just before you head out, I'd like to talk about Woot Woot 4.0. That is the word of our testimony 4.0. So this is a way that we gather testimonies anonymously from our audience and community members. So if you would like to submit something, please click the link in the bio, and I would love to hear of what God has been doing in your life. Thank you. Have a great one.